because he's got, as he said, all of his friends and fans in the stands, and this is going to be his first run under the lights and his first run at Daytona, all in the same swoop.
Yeah, but Bubba, you know, he's a unique character. That kid loves to ride. He's more at home on that motorcycle than I think in his bed at home. You know, Bubba he looks so comfortable, does things that he defies gravity. But Steve Lamson's fastest lap time was a 1:15.6. Let's see what kind of time Bubba can post.
Well, if you've heard about him but haven't seen him, you're about to. James Bubba Stewart on the number 259. There's Kevin Windham, not only talking on the phone, but taking an eye at how it's going. He's going to be watching all the races out here. We'll see him a little bit later. Right now, we're going to see heat number 2 in a 125. 5 laps, 9 to qualify, directly to the main.
Blows with the whole shot, and Josh Hansen and Bubba Stewart comes across the inside. And by the time he goes across the starting line, first place for so far for James Stewart.
Well, I was about to say, if James Bubba Stewart doesn't get the whole shot, we're in for a show watching him come through the crowd. Well, he didn't get the whole shot to turn 1, but coming out the other side, he was out in front.
If you watch how strong he flows, you got to make sure that it's a show no matter where he's at.
Well, and Ralph Shaheen's down there watching from ground zero, right?
Oh, we're standing right on top of the first corner, Brian, and I can tell you that Bubba got the lead all based on mid-corner speed. As everybody else went for the binders, he went for the throttle, and as they were locking it up, he was on the gas, and he rocketed through the midsection of the berm and right into the lead.
Well, he's out in front right now. They are closing up on him just a little bit. Let's just say he hasn't extended his lead yet. We're still on the first full lap of racing, and James Bubba Stewart is out in front.
James Stewart out in front with about an 8-second lead. Josh Hansen, that's son of former Supercross champion Donnie Hansen, who won his heat race today. Josh, really strong, ran some West Coast, had a broken hand, but has come back and been really, really strong. Got second place behind Bubba at one of the rounds, and now showing great form.
Hansen is on the blue Yamaha, and he's got a lot of company on similar machines right behind him. It seems like a lot of blue bikes following the green one around the racetrack right now.
Yeah, a lot of the four-strokes. Yeah, as Steve Lamson said, a lot of people are going for the four-strokes because they like a little more torque and a little more power. But James Stewart is able to keep that two-stroke moving and keep it rolling through the corner. And if we look at the lap times, Bubba pulled off his first lap looking at the track, a 1:11. That's 4 seconds faster than Steve Lamson. So James Bubba Stewart on the move.
Oh, man. More on that from Ralph again.
Ryan, in that first heat race, the top 4 riders were all on the big 4-strokes, and now in this one, the top 6 riders behind Bubba are all riding on that big bike. And I got to ask you, Ricky, it's got to take a whole different mental approach to how you attack this course when you're riding that bigger bike too, doesn't it?
Well, definitely. You got more torque with the 4-stroke. You got more, I think, overall horsepower with that bike. But the one reason why James Stewart went with the 2-stroke, he can keep it rolling. He keeps it, it's a freer feeling. A 4-stroke gives you deceleration. Bubba doesn't like that. You mentioned his corner speed. He kills everybody on corner speed, and he keeps that 2-stroke moving, and he can keep it free. So for him, it's the right choice. For anybody else, it's the wrong choice. You want to run that 4-stroke with as much horsepower as you can get.
And Tyson Haskell got a glimpse of him on the number 84 bike. We go a little bit deeper in the field, looking at a lot of different riders out there right now, specifically the 917 bike, and he is really hauling the mail. It's Eric Sorby out of Murrieta, California.
Eric Sorby, originally from France, one of the pro circuit riders, and spends a lot of time with Bubba. Sorby, one of them flamboyant riders whose checkers or wreckers, man. He's either giving it all he's got, or sometimes he ends up on the ground. But Eric Sorby running strong. But one thing I want to say is that Bubba Stewart, most guys cruise out in front, last lap a 1:10.
Oh, man, he is just showing everybody out there that he is really here to win, and win in convincing style. James Bubba Stewart out in front, a perfect record. Win in Houston, win in Minneapolis, win in Atlanta. And talking about Eric Sorby, who hangs out with him, 3rd in Houston, but he's kind of fallen off the pace a little bit. Sorby, since then, 11th and 7th in the last 2 rounds.
Here as we watch James Stewart, he's a student of the game. If you listen to boxers talk about watching old fighters and fight films, James is the same way. Very knowledgeable of the sport. Knew what I did, knew what Bailey did, knew what America. Knew very strongly what Jeremy McGrath did. And when you watch him out in front, he charges the whole time and he works the track. So when he comes back out for the main event, there's no surprises for him. That's why he can run those strong first laps.
Ralph?
Brian, before the races got started tonight, I was talking to James back at his trailer, and he was just listening to his favorite music, just sitting there, relaxing, trying to get himself focused. RJ, how long, once they've gone green now, and he's gotten the lead, and he's out front, he's comfortable, how long in does it take before the adrenaline starts to subside a little bit, and he can just find that rhythm and get into the James Stewart that we've been watching for years?
I'm telling you, I think he lives in that. As soon as he straps on a helmet, he's in that zone. You know, you get the football players that are very mild-mannered, very calm, but when they put on that helmet, they're animal. James Stewart, once he gets into that zone, it's hard. I have not seen anybody frustrate him yet.
And he is definitely on a roll right now on the third of 5 laps. Just holding on to a 13-second lead at this point. We'll see if it gets bigger. We'll see if he slows down. We'll see if he starts to put on a show.
Get a little out of line. The best thing about being a woman is a prerogative to have a little fun.
The new Chevy Colorado Crew Cab has the biggest interior in its class. Everything's bigger in Colorado.
Man, I feel like a woman.
The new Chevrolets, an American revolution.
James Stewart's lead has increased to almost 17 seconds as he's getting into traffic here in only, he'll be getting into traffic perhaps in only a 5-lap race. We've got a lot of battles going on this one for fourth.
White flag Eric Sorby coming up on Ryan Mills. Ryan Mills, one of them strong Honda Amsoil Honda riders that J.C. Waterhouse has put a lot of faith in. Ryan runs very, very strong, but now you see a 3-way battle with Blows, Mills, and Sorby, so we got a great race on our hands.
Sorby came from well outside the 9 transfer positions up to a solid spot in the main event. How many more positions he'll gain, we'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, James Bubba Stewart heading for the line.
Correction on my part, that's Hetzel right in front of those 2 riders, but now we're getting a 3-way battle for 4th place between Hetzel, Mills, and Sorby.
And the 84 bike is Hetzel. Sorby on the 917 green machine, and he is closing in, but time is running out on this one as the winner, James Bubba Stewart, has already slowed down past the checkered flag. Our 2nd place and 3rd place finishers are heading in that direction right now, and the 9 transfer positions from heat number 2 are almost set, but not quite.
Yeah, we've got races going back and forth, and you never want to lighten up here. We saw Steve Lamson go off the track. You can't relax here at Daytona. Those grooves and that sand will bite you.
Here's the battle still raging out on the racetrack, including Sorby. Now Hansen has crossed the line. He's in, so 1st and 2nd have finished, but nobody else. Here comes Blows across to take 3rd position, but watch this battle between Eric Sorby. He gets the 4th place over Hetzel, and the rest of the finishers now. Mills, the 44, Ryan Mills has finished, so we're going to put our 9 riders into the final from this heat, all of them well behind James Bubba Stewart.
James Stewart is putting on a show.
Let's go down and hear from the winner from Ralph Shaheen.
Bubba, I got to tell you, what you did right over here in that first corner at the start of that thing was incredibly impressive. Tell me about the throttle control and the speed through the center section of that turn here.
Well, you know, Kawasaki is making it a lot easier to get starts and stuff. And, you know, everybody was saying you can't get a start on a 125, but I felt good out there. You know, I'm out here racing in front of my hometown, and it's awesome.
All right, now tell me about the adrenaline level, too, because I know you were trying to relax before the start of the race, and I'm sure it was amped up pretty hard in the gate. How long did it take before you settled down and found your rhythm?
It took me the first lap. You know, just getting a good start helped out a lot. And, you know, I'm looking forward to doing 15 laps, so it's going to be a great race tonight.
We are watching a superstar here tonight, Brian. And you know what, Brian? Maybe it is the fact that you can't get a good start out of the gate on a 125. If you can get through that first corner like he did, who cares about the start?
Well, he's got a lot of laps to finish, however, and the 250s are getting ready as we take a look at the results from heat number 2 in the 125. We've got 18 riders in the 125 main, 4 more to come after the 250s.